missed the forest because all those trees were in the way. Have you ever thought that sometimes we need to look at life in a different kind of way, from a different perspective? Well, I hope that this presentation will go somewhat towards that end. I'd like to start off by showing you a photograph that you're all probably familiar with. It's this one here. Now, I ask that everyone in this room would know where this was taken from. It's the day after Tiananmen Square massacre, from 5th of July, 1989. And there's a man there, nameless, faceless, a native of his land. He's fed up. He's had enough. He's had enough of his government's tyranny. He's going to get out there. He's going to say something. He's going to have something to do about it. Never mind differences in size, the consequences be damned. And that was an award-winning photograph that we have over there. As you can see from here, looking at him, one single man on his own, facing 4 tanks and the might that 4 tanks can rain down on you. It's impressive, but I've often wondered why this photograph isn't more familiar, and I mean this one here. Because when you actually look at it from his perspective, he was looking at 4 tanks. He was facing an entire Chinese military division over there. He could see that. Still got out there, did his thing. Sometimes, I feel that we need to broaden our horizons a little bit, step back, and be able to appreciate the bigger picture of what's going on. On to something a bit more happier now. What about this? What do you think about that? I think it's quite a nice picture out over there. You might like it, you might not. I wouldn't mind that hanging up on my lounge room wall. It's quite a good landscape. It's slowing out over there. It's, as you can see, it's been well painted by an artist or maybe created on a computer graphics interface, perhaps. And that's what it looks like. But what if we sort of tried and understood this a little bit more and found it was actually a salt flat in the Namibian desert out over here. It's just that the sun was setting at the exact perfect angle at the time the photograph was taken to cast the salt-laden shadow, and the white bits that you saw falling snow in the background was actually dry desert grass from the sand dunes above there. And I guess sometimes what we've got to do is understand that what you see and what is more than what actually meets the eye. There's more than what there is than meets the eye, as this illustrates. Sand. We come on to sand now. Dirty, grimy, gritty sand. I mean, sure, it's got its uses, but it's fairly commonplace. You know, it gets everywhere, and it's not really awe-inspiring to look at. Or is it? Because when you actually place sand underneath a microscope and look at something closely, what you can see then, rather than being just ground down gritty rock, sand has its own characteristics, bright, beautiful colors, its own unique designs. Sometimes you have to look at things a little bit closely. But not just that sand, let's extend that a bit further. Does anyone over here would like to have a guess at what that could possibly be? Raise your hand. Carol. One of these, anybody else?
Water? Water?
Water? Not quite, guys. That is actually the amber liquid, beer, once it's been crystallized and placed underneath a light microscope. That's the colors it reflects, and that's what beer looks like up close. What about this one? What are these butterfly wings? What drink could that be?
Coke.
Not quite. It's actually a pina colada. And this one over here? This one's for all the champagne lovers out there. That crystal champagne is dried and placed underneath the microscope. And my personal favorite, that's a White Russian. Not the drink, but the design is my personal favorite because of the design. And these two side by side. Anyone recognize these before? On the left you have heroin, on the right you have crystal meth. That's what they look like up close. I suppose the needle-shaped crystals of heroin should have been a bit of a giveaway there. What's going on over here? Well, it looks like a bunch of lazy contractors just decided not to finish the job out over there, paving the public square. They seem to have left a bit, unfinished, open, barren. But sometimes, you just got to stand in a different place. And then the picture appears differently, appears as what it's actually meant to appear. So I guess sometimes what you got to do is you got to see things from a different angle. Like this example here. What's going on over there? It looks like a half-assed paint job that you have up in there. It's half done here, it's half done there. There seems to be no real sort of method, no real sort of pattern. That, once again, if you stand in the right place, that's what it looks like on the right side for comparison's sake. Just to emphasize that sometimes you've got to look at things from a different angle. So, we've seen a few things here. We've realized that there's not one, not two, but many different ways of looking at situations in life. When you see things from a different situation, will you consider all angles?